जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्रीमद हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस एसी भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। इस्कॉन फाउंडर आचार्य बीबीटी फाउंडर आचार्य सेवियर ऑफ द होल वर्ल्ड श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अष्टोत्तर शत श्रीमद हिज डिवाइन ग्रेस भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर गोस्वामी महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। ब्रजभूमि वृंदावन धाम की जय। नवद्वीप मायापुर धाम की जय। पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय। गंगा मैया यमुना मैया की जय। भक्ति देवी तुलसी महारानी की जय। सामवेद गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। पतित पावन हरिनाम संकीर्तन की जय। श्री श्री रुक्मिणी द्वारकाधीश की जय। श्री श्री रुक्मिणी द्वारकानाथ की जय। श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्रा महारानी की जय। श्री श्री गौर निताय की जय। शील प्रभुपाद की जय। शील प्रभुपाद ट्रांसडेंटल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे। All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories to assembled devotees. All glories, all glories, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam ततो जायामुदीरयेत्। नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिके। कृष्णाय वासुदेवाय देवकीनन्दनाय च नंदगोपकुमाराय गोविंदाय नमो नमः। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam 15 yeah. Canto 3 chapter 9 text 15. The same. यस्यावतार गुणकर्म विडम्बनानि नामानि ये सुविगमे विवशा गृह्णन्ति तेन ओके यस्यावतार गुणकर्म विडम्बनानि नामानि ये सुविगमे विवशा गृह्णन्ति तेनैकजन्मशमलं सहसैव हित्वा सम्यात्यपावृतमृतं तमजं प्रपद्ये। यस्यावतार गुणकर्म विडम्बनानि नामानि ये सुविगमे विवशा गृह्णन्ति तेनैकजन्मशमलं सहसैव हित्वा सम्यान्त्यपावृतमृतं तमजं प्रपद्ये। यस्यावतार गुणकर्म विडम्बनानि नामानि ये सुविगमे विवशा गृह्णन्ति तेनैकजन्मशमलं सहसैव हित्वा सम्प्यान्ते यत्पावृतामृतं तमजं प्रपद्ये यस्यावतारगुणकर्मविडम्बनानि नामानि येषु विगमे विवशा गृह्णन्ति तेनैकजन्मशमलं सहसैव हित्वा संयान्त्यपावृतामृतं तमजं प्रपद्ये यस्यावतारगुणकर्मविडम्बनानि नामानि येषु विगमे विवशा गृह्णन्ति तेनैकजन्मशमलं सहसैव हित्वा संयान्त्यपावृतामृतं तमजं प्रपद्ये यस्यावतारगुणकर्मविडम्बनानि नामानि येषु विगमे विवशा गृह्णन्ति तेनैकजन्मशमलं सहसैव हित्वा संयान्त्यपावृतामृतं तमजं प्रपद्ये यस्यावतारगुणकर्मविडम्बनानि नामानि येषु विगमे विवशा गृह्णन्ति तेनैकजन्मशमलं सहसैव हित्वा संयान्त्यपावृतामृतं वैष्णवीज यस्यावतारगुणकर्मविडम्बनानि नामानि येषु विगमे विवशा गृह्णन्ति तेनैकजन्मशमलं सहसैव हित्वा संयान्तपावृतामृतं तमजं माताजी यस्या whose avatar incarnations guna transcendental qualities karma activities vidambanani all mysterious namani transcendental names ye those asuvigame while quitting this life vivashaha automatically grananti invoke te they anika many janma births samalam accumulated sins sahasa immediately eva certainly hitva, giving up, samyanti, obtain, apavrita, open, amritam, immortality, tam, him, ajam, the unborn, prapadye, I take shelter. Translation and purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Translation. Let me take shelter of the lotus feet of him. So this is Brahmaji is praying. Brahma, Lord Brahma. Yeah. Lord Brahma is praying. Yeah. Let me take shelter of the lotus feet of him whose incarnations, qualities, and activities are mysterious imitations of worldly affairs. One who invokes his transcendental names, even unconsciously, at the time he quits his life, is certainly washed immediately of the sins of many, many births and attains him without fail. Purport. The activities of the incarnations of the Supreme Personality of Godhead are a kind of imitation of the activities going on the material world. He is just like an actor on a stage. An actor imitates the activities of a king on stage, although actually he is not the king. Similarly, when the Lord incarnates, he imitates parts with which he has nothing to do. In Bhagavad Gita 4.14, it is said that Lord has nothing to do with the activities in which he is supposedly engaged. Namam karmani limpanti name karma phale spruha. The Lord is omnipotent. Simply by his will, he can perform anything and everything. When the Lord appeared as Lord Krishna, he played the part of the son of Yashoda and Nanda, and he lifted the Govardhan hill. Although lifting a hill is not his concern, he can lift millions of Govardhan hills by his simple desire. He does not need to lift it with his hand. But he imitates the ordinary living entity by this lifting. At the same time, he exhibits his supernatural power. Thus, his name is chanted as the lifter of Govardhan hill or Sri Govardhan Dhari. Therefore, his acts in his incarnations and his partiality to the devotees are all imitations only, just like the stage makeup of an expert dramatical player. His acts in that capacity, however, are all omnipotent, and the remembrance of such activities of the incarnations of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is as powerful as the Lord himself. Ajamila remembered the holy name of the Lord, Narayan, by merely calling the name of his son Narayan, and that gave him complete opportunity to achieve the highest perfection of life. Om Ajnanatinmirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Sri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupah Kadamayyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guroho Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitamstam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan सहगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च नमां विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशतारिणे हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकाकांत राधाकांत नमोस्तुते तप्तकांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। मूकं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुदीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्येश्वरं। हरे कृष्ण। Seek your blessings, all devotees, so that I can speak something for glorifying Lord, for all of your pleasure and for my purification. So, in this chapter, we are seeing Brahmaji is offering prayers to Lord Vishnu. So, in the first 5 verses, he explains the form of Lord. Then the next 5 verses, he explains the condition of the living entity. Then verses 11 to 13, he's explained the reciprocation of Lord with different types of people. And then from 14 onwards, he's offering obeisances to Lord and glorifying him. So in today's verse, he is mentioning that let me take shelter of the lotus feet of him whose incarnations, qualities and activities are mysterious imitations of worldly affairs. One who invokes his transcendental names, even unconsciously, at the time he quits this life, is certainly washed immediately of the sins of many births and attains him without fail. So we'll discuss 3 points. First, how Lord's activities are mysterious. The word comes here, vidambanani. Vidambanam means mysterious. Second, we will discuss few of the pastimes which really are, seems, mysterious. And then the third point is, we'll discuss about glories of holy name. Okay. Glories of holy name. Yeah. So, the first part about Lord's incarnations, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he was talking with Sanatan Goswami, he mentions that Krishna Rayata Khela Sarvottama Nara Lila Naravaputahara Swarupa Gopa Vesha Venukara Nava Kishore Natavara Nara Lilara Haya Nurupa. Lord Krishna has many pastimes, of which his pastimes as human being are the best. His form as a human being is the supreme transcendental form. In this form, he is a cowherd boy. He carries a flute in his hand, and his youth is new. He is also an expert dancer. All this is just suitable for his pastimes as a human being. So, Krishna, though he is, spiritual, he takes this material form. And not only that, but he acts like a normal human being. Like when we get up, especially the babies get up, they cry. Why? They want their mother's milk because they are hungry. Right? Now Krishna doesn't, he is self-satisfied, Atmaram. But when Krishna gets up, what he does? He cries. Why? He needs his mother's milk. And then when mother doesn't give, we see that the start of this whole beautiful Damodar pastime, Krishna got up, he was hungry. Mother Yashoda started feeding him. But then she saw that the milk on the pot started boiling. So she keeps Krishna aside and goes to take care of the milk. So then what happens? Krishna starts crying and he becomes angry like a normal child. Why? Mother Yashoda did not give him attention. And then he breaks the pot, steals the butter and runs away in fear of Mother Yashoda. Now when Lord Narasimhadev appeared, it is said that the fear personified was afraid of Lord Narasimha. He was so ferocious. Even Lakshmiji, she said, yeah, technically he is my husband, but I have never seen him like this. Better not to go. She was not ready to go in front of him. So that personality is fearful of whom? A middle-aged lady, Yashoda Mata. Why? He's going to get a good beating because he had just done a mischief. So Krishna acts as a normal child, or for that matter a human being, and he performs all these pastimes, and he gets bewildered. Also sometimes when there was a incidents in Dwarka later, when Krishna was like a prince and he was battling, that time, who was that demon? He creates a false Nanda Maharaj and Vasudeva, and then he thinks, Krishna thinks that, my father has captured, and for a moment he gets bewildered, right? Shalva, right? Yeah, thank you, bro. Yeah. But the next moment, again, he fights back. So, all these pastimes are mysterious. Even Kunti Maharani, she prays that, that, oh Lord, your human birth, appearance and activities, they are very mysterious. Because when Krishna acts as a human, he does it to the perfection. But sometimes, he also displays his supremacy. Like in this purport, Prabhupada is mentioning about lifting of a Govardhan hill, right? If he wanted to lift just with his wish, he could have lifted, All Krishna has to do is desire, and then, his energies will take care of that, Like Prabhupada many times gives this example that, a rich person of the owner of a big company, he doesn't have to go and, every day make the cars like Ford, No. He is sitting somewhere in some nice scenic place enjoying. The workers are working, and then the cars are getting manufactured. So same way, Krishna, if he had to, make sure that devotees are protected, he would have just said, made some arrangement, Govardhan would have lifted. Devotees have got protected. But Krishna does personally. Why? Why he has to do all this? So the underlying principle why Krishna performs all pastimes is so that we have some subject matter to discuss. Right? When we see the news, right? What we do basically is a nama, is reading or discussing Nama Rupa Leela, the name, the activities, and then the form of particular personality. You take any newspaper, right? What is generally, Russia attacked this. So that is a so-called activity of a person who is attacking somebody else. Or another fellow purchased this particular company. So this person purchased Twitter. So activities of this person, right? or a particular, there is a Oscar, we are this is the mecca of all the cine stars, this Hollywood Oscar award. This particular lady heroine, she dressed in a particular way, Rupa, discussing about Rupa, about a particular person. So if we analyze our day-to-day activities, what we do is that we discuss these three things about someone. We discuss either somebody's name, somebody's activities, or somebody's form. But the same thing, if we discuss that of a Lord, what happens? We become liberated from this world. And therefore, Krishna does all this, stealing butter, stealing clothes. Doesn't he have any other things to do? Some ladies are taking bath and you go and steal clothes. Why is doing that? Krishna is all moral, right? The Lord is supreme personality of morality. You go and steal clothes. Why? You go steal butter. You are home, you have 900,000 cows. You go somebody else's butter. Why? Dancing with somebody else's wife. Marrying 16,108 ladies. Killing people left and right and center. In Mahabharata saying that I won't lift weapon, but still doing things which will help his devotees. Partiality, right? In this verse there is mentioned Lord is partial to his devotees. Why? Why he has to do that? So that we get food for our discussion. And by that, we get purified. That's why Krishna has to do all this drama. And then sometimes he really does amazing things. And then all the attention, so that it basically attracts our attention, So, as a baby, Krishna killed, these demons, and then all the, Putana, Aghasur, Bakasur, and all those Trinavarta. And all the ladies, they used to come. And they used to say, Yashoda Maharaj, it looks like, Krishna must be God, How can a baby kill, such a gigantic demoness? And then for a moment, Nanda Maharaj, Yashoda Mata used to think that, that might be true. But the next moment, Yashoda Mata used to say, hey, come on. When there is lightning in the sky, this fellow comes and runs to me because he is afraid and he hides his face in my sari. And you are saying he is a God. Your God is afraid of lightning. He is Lala, It's just by Krishna's grace, because we made some pious activities, Lord is protecting Krishna. And then they'll take the tail of cow, put on Krishna, put some mantras on him, pray to Lord Narayan, may he is always protected. But they never thought it. When Yashoda Mata describes, when I asked him to get the footwear of Nanda Maharaj, he's very, taking in, pretty much trouble, to carry it. And you say he's God. Come on, forget. It's a nice pastime when Krishna and Balram, they used to play with the kids, right? And then it was lunchtime. Kids, as you know, right? They like playing. Even if given a chance, we'll also like to play, but we cannot. So Krishna and Balram, they were playing with, and there was a time for lunch. So Yashoda Mata says to Rohini, go and call Krishna and Balram. So Yashoda Mata goes and he said, hey Rama, hey Krishna, please come. It's time for lunch. And they say, yes, we are coming. And they just don't listen. They continue to play. She again calls, and when they were about to go, the friends say, hey, our game is at peak. If you go today, we will not take you tomorrow, while playing. So then they keep playing. Then Rohini Mata goes, he said, oh, Yashoda, they are not listening to me. So then again, Yashoda Mata comes and he said, Krishna, Balaram, please come, Nanda Maharaj is waiting. So they, very obediently, they try to come. But again, the friends, they play the same trick. And they again go back and start playing. And then what Yashoda Mata does? She looked at the boys. She looks, behind the boys. And just shouts, hey, how beloved come. And she starts running. And then Krishna, Balaram, they think that there has been some demon who has come, so they also start running behind Yashoda Mata. All the boys, they run. Where is that Ahubilav? There is no Ahubilav. Now the same Krishna who has killed left and right each, all the demons, he is afraid of some imaginary demon. Why? Because his mother is afraid. So this is called as mysterious acting, like an actor. Krishna would have said, hey mother, what? Who is our beloved? Let him come. I'll kill him. No. Krishna perfectly acts. Why? Because there is this Vatsalya ras. There is this, give and take of this different rasas. Krishna's, while discussing with, again, Sanatana Goswami, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu explains, Krishna's one of the name is Maharasayan. Rasayan, in India we have, for chemistry, it's translated as Rasayan Shastra, chemistry. Basically, it is the science of chemicals. So, Rasayan means combination of chemicals. So, Krishna is called Maharasayan. It's a very huge combination of chemicals. Is that so? No. So, here, Rasa means actually the mellows. And Rasayan, Ayan means home. Krishna is the home, abode. Krishna is the abode of all rasas. And all the interactions, in those rasas. And how is that? It's Maha. He is the greatest. So that's why Krishna is called by Lord Chaitanya as Maharasayan. If you see a chemist shop, you should remember, Krishna's name. So Krishna performs all these pastimes. Why? Only to attract us. And if by some chance, if we remember this pastimes at the time of death, then, as Brahmaji is saying, what happens? Go back to spiritual world. And then the classic example of, personality is, Ajamil. Devotee was sharing that he asked, who is your favorite, ideal character from Srimad Bhagavatam? So this young student, he said, Ajamil, So he said, why? He said he enjoyed in this life and went back to spiritual world also. If those of you know, I think, some young friends here, you can hear this pastime of Ajamil, how he went astray, but later, just he chanted in the names of his son, and he got liberated. So that is the power of Krishna's holy names. So if somebody, even by unintentionally, there are so many verses actually. If we see this, the glory of holy name, every day we chant this Chaitanya Shikshashtakam. Nam namakari bahudha nija sarva shaktis tatrarpita niyamita smaranena kalaha etadrushi tava krupa bhagavan nama api durdeva me drushmiha jinina anuraga. He says, Krishna, your holy names have all the potency, but I am so unfortunate that I have no taste to chant for them. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is praying, right? But the point is that the holy names are so powerful, and there are so many holy names. By chance also, if we remember even one, then life is perfect. There's a nice story wherein in India, previous days, the system was very eco-friendly. Nobody used to go to respond to call of nature in a house. They used to go far in the fields. And then naturally, it used to get decomposed, become into manure and all this process. So once one Muslim fellow, he was passing and then it was in the field, so a wild boar came. And these boars actually, they like, human excretion. Because that's their food. So he could not wait, because that for him it was a hot feast. So he just went and he tried to eat, but in that process what happened? It struck that fellow, and it was so heavy blow that person was about to die. So while dying, this fellow curses this pig, saying haram, haram. So basically in Urdu, this is a bad word. This is like saying that, oh, you are very bad kind of thing. But what happens? Yeah, horrible. But that after her comes Ram. Her Ram. Ram, right? So unintentionally, rather, it was completely opposite intention. The intention was to curse somebody. But since the name of Ram was involved, that fellow got liberation. Another example, Valmiki Muni. He was a hunter. He was such a sinful guy that when Narad Muni met him and told that you take the name of Lord Ram, he could not utter. His tongue was so sinful, it just could not come. So Narad Muni is again, he won't leave anybody like that. He said, okay, fine, you chant Mara. Mara means basically to curse somebody to, die. Mara. Maram, Ram, 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 Ram. And then he chanted that, and because he followed the instruction of Narad Muni, Mara became Ram, and he purified himself so much that he was the one who wrote Ramayana. So, this is the glory of holy name. Again, and then there are we can discuss for days actually. There are so many references from scriptures. But another beautiful one, when Lord Chaitanya, he asked Haridas Thakur, how these, Yavanas and Mlechas and all these fallen people will get delivered. He says, Yavana sakalera mukti habe ana yase harama bali kahe nama bhase. Haridas Thakur says that even if somebody, so this was the verse that person I told the story of, harama. He spoke that in a stage of namabhas, means not even while intending to call Lord, but just because it came out. So Srila Prabhupada is such a genius that he gave this Sankirtan wherein our devotees, they go to the pier and so many people, they do joke, they dance and now tomorrow is Monday, Halloween Harinam, right? All those crazy living creatures, they descend on earth and then they get purified because they are hearing. So there is no sin which cannot be destroyed by simple utterance of holy name. So we are very much grateful to Srila Prabhupada, who has given this simple process wherein devotees are not even bothered about sins. We are not even cared. Rather Prabhupada is giving us that we get attracted to this most bewildering pastimes of Lord Krishna, so that by end of this life we become purified and we go back to spiritual world. So I'll end with two small stanzas from Narottam Das Thakur. Prabhupada quotes this again in Srimad Bhagavatam. It's from one of the Vaishnava songs. He said, Narottam Das Thakur says, Samsara vishanale divanishi hiya jale judaine kainu upay. He says that my heart is always burning in the fire of material existence and I have made no provisions of getting out of it. But Golokera prema dhana harinama sankirtana ratina janmile ke netai. Said the only remedy is Harinam Sankirtan, the chanting of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra, which is imported from spiritual world, Golok. And then he kind of, puts his heart, but I don't have test for chanting this holy name. So let's pray this holy month of Kartik that may we get the test for chanting the holy names and may we always get attracted by bewildering pastime. I'll give you one homework. There's another bewildering pastime by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. One day he comes in a home, he takes sticks and he breaks so nowadays we have plastic and steel pots, right? So previous day they used to have mud pots to store the grains. So Lord Chaitanya comes in a home, he takes a stick and he beats and breaks everything in the home. Now why he does that? Please find out by reading Chaitanya Charitamrita. Okay, so let us all pray that we get attracted to all these beautiful pastimes and let we all get taste to chant the holy names. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Any questions, comments, real quick? Yes, one question. I'll repeat, you can say. Yeah.
Okay, so we are by inspiring devotee. If you are, for example, watching, movie, and we are interested in martial art or what one is saying, so what's the consequences of that action? Because okay, like how Krishna gave you that, some devotees they have tendency, to negative about pastimes, politicians, movie stars, whatever.
Yeah.
So can you say something?
Yeah. So the question is, sometimes devotees have tendency to see movies or meditate on actions of political personalities or movie stars. They just get attracted to that. So what Krishna has planned for them, right? Okay. So the reason we hear Bhagavatam every day is to realize that if we focus our attention on all those activities, then we, we may have to take another birth in case we are too much, focused on those things. But of course, since we have taken to Krishna consciousness, one thing is guaranteed that we'll get in human form. But then an intelligent devotee will think, why to delay? See, today or tomorrow, I need to go back to spiritual world because this place is misery. So then, why to delay? Why to again come back? A devotee, because of we are staying in this material world, we may need to be aware of certain things. For example, I cannot travel to Ukraine or Russia now because there is a war going on. So yes, we may read the news, we may see whatever is required. Like suppose, for example, devotees have to go Sankirtan, but if there is some active shooter in the peer area, devotees should not go. So they should know, So we can access the information in this world, but our thinking process, our meditation focus should not be on that. Now, Ajamila only once saw a Shudra and Shudrani embracing each other. When we go to Sankirtan or travel, we see so many of them. But the fault of Ajamil was he kept meditating on that scene. So a devotee being in this material world may get sometimes information about these details, political activities, socio-economical activities. That's okay, but that should not be the point of meditation. Because if that becomes the point of meditation, then the problem starts. Rather, devotees sees that and then he connects. Oh, Krishna has already told, Dukkhalayam Ashashvatam. Oh, Krishna, he'll try to connect with it, some philosophical point, We'll see, okay, there is there was affair between one man, another man, third man, and it ended with shooting each other. Krishna says, Yehi sansparshya bhoga, dukkhaneva yoyate, right? Adyantavanta kaunteya, nateshu ramate buddha. So devotee, when he may see, he can see these activities, but the focal point should not be meditating these activities, but rather they should be confirming our understanding of philosophy and what is written in Srimad Bhagavatam. And that should give more impetus for us to study Bhagavatam, to associate with devotees, to discuss pastimes. And when we do that, that knowledge, or rather that is kind of avidya, it helps us coming closer to Krishna. Hey, see, outside world is so dangerous, so horrible. Let me take more shelter of Krishna. So the key part is like Ajamil, the focus of our meditation should not be those activities. Rather, those activities should help us to meditate on Krishna. Then it will be helpful. Otherwise, then it is detrimental for our devotional service. Does that answer? Thank you so much. Yes, last question, Prabhu.
It's actually a comment. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
I wanted to add something that I just recently heard. That it was in a memories video. One Mataji Prabhupada disciple was saying that she was in a class, or Prabhupada was speaking, and then he was saying if you perform devotional service, you're guaranteed a human birth. And all the devotees cheered, Jai, Jai. And he said, no, don't celebrate, because actually some monkey species are considered human. So there's 400,000 types of humans, so not all of them are civilized. So it doesn't mean you're going to take a civilized human birth necessarily. And there was one other thing. Wait 1 second. I was going to say something else, but I forgot.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah, thank you for adding. Yeah, so basically why to delay? Anyway, today or tomorrow we have to go back.
Oh
So
yeah,
let's see.
I remembered what I was going to say. So right now we're in Kali Yuga, and we hear in the Bhagavad Gita that if you don't perfect your devotional service in this life, a devotee can take birth in a celestial heavenly planet for thousands of years. So if that's the case, if that happens, then by the time you come back down to earth, the 10,000 year grace period of Lord Chaitanya may have already ended, and you may have take birth in a different yuga, and you miss the opportunity of Lord Chaitanya's mercy.
Yeah, true, very true. These are scary statements, so better to perform and try our best to finish it in this life itself. Okay. ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय, शील प्रभुपाद की जय, निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल।